More from Dolly in a minute, obviously. But first, you might have seen this today. This is a really amazing story, actually, Dolly. Thousands of school children from all over the UK walked out of their lessons and took to the streets to demand action on global warming, which is a brilliant thing to do.
Absolutely. Well, it's almost exactly 25 years ago that another group of passionate protesters made their stand. And here's their story.
25 years ago, the proposed new link road connecting Hackney to the M11 became a battleground for one of the most infamous planning disputes in post-war Britain.
Police and bailiffs have been involved in a major operation to evict hundreds of protesters from houses in East London.
For young film graduate Neil Goodwin, it was exactly the sort of subject that had the makings of an action-packed documentary. And what was it about this particular protest that leapt out at you?
The sheer arrogance that you could drive a road through an entire community where people have lived for over 100 years in some cases. It's about a local community getting bullied and you feeling that's out of order and you wanting to help them in any way you can. We wanted the inside story of the M11 protest and we did it.
And part of that inside story was covering the developers' controversial plans to chop down a 250-year-old chestnut tree whose roots would get in the way of the tunnel section of the planned link road. Suddenly, support started to spread amongst even the less politically minded residents, including lollipop lady Jean Gosling, who was also captured for Neil's documentary.
The children are so worried that they won't be able to get to their school safe.
Tell me, why did you get involved in the protest?
Well, I got involved in the protest because of the children. They said, we think we should protest. So I said, OK. I went up to the green with the children. And
which is here, right?
Yeah, which is right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they barricaded it all off. A councillor, he objected to me being on the green with my uniform. So I was suspended for 3 months.
Right. Inspired by the likes of Jean, soon protesters from all around the country were descending on the green to lend their support to save the tree. The authorities, however, were determined to have their way. This is a bit of footage from when it came down. Do you remember this?
Oh, yes, I do, yeah. It was a terrible day anyway when they took the tree. Mm-hmm. I've never seen anything like it. And I think people, well, they just wanted to give their feelings about the tree.
With their backs against the wall, it was time for the protesters to take one last stand against the developers. The diggers now moved in on a row of houses that stood in the way of the new road, but the protesters tried to prevent their demolition by taking to the rooftops and occupying the houses. Protester Rebecca Lush took even more extreme actions.
We squatted the first house on the route, so we decided that we would declare them as the independent free area of Wanstonia, and we issued passports. And I was in there with an amazing woman called Patsy, and so this is a photo of Patsy and I. This is a twin tub filled with cement and our arms are in tubes inside it, locked on.
This wall here has been barricaded and the cavity filled with concrete.
It was extremely frightening because they had to basically smash their way in.
But then you've got to smash this lump of concrete open.
Yeah, I had a pneumatic drill right next to my arm, drilling me out. It was one of the most terrifying moments of my life.
On the 16th of February 1994, hundreds of protesters were evicted by an army of over 700 police, security guards and bailiffs. Once the evictions took place, the authorities wasted no time in getting started on the building of the road. A quarter of a century on, the One Show is reuniting Neil, Jean and Rebecca at the site of the old chestnut tree, where, as this satellite map shows, the completed M11 link road now runs underneath. Being back here after all this time, what does it feel like, what you achieved?
Well, I'm very proud of what I did, actually. Yeah.
I mean, one of the things is friendship, isn't it?
That's right, yes.
So.
Yeah, people that we didn't know before. It's lovely.
This was one of the first road protests, and it went on for about 5 years, and within that 5 years we'd managed to stop hundreds of other road schemes from going ahead, and therefore saved hundreds of other places from going under the bulldozers. We're still campaigning against them.
Oh, that is an incredible story. I never thought I'd get to educate Dolly Parton about the M11.
M11.
It's a real highlight for me.